Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and hope everybody's doing well, and really appreciate y'all making some time out of your day to spend with me on the video. Today guys, I'm going to give you my competition day report from here at Table Rock Lake. We just got done with our third BFL tournament of the year in the Ozark division, and sort of going to give you a rundown how my day went and how I caught my fish, and hopefully it'll help you guys catch some good ones from what I learned today on the water. Also guys, before we get started, just a quick thank you. I just wanted to let everybody know how much I appreciate everybody that's taken time to hit that subscribe button here at Intuitive Angling. And we only got like 40% of the people that watch the videos that are actually subscribed. So if you guys like the content, it really helps out if you hit that subscribe and like button. So much appreciated for that. Okay guys, if you didn't see it, I had two pre-tournament or two practice day report videos, and just to refresh, sort of give you guys how my day unfolded based upon my practice. The first practice day I went down to the lower end of the lake, down towards the dam area, and I just wanted to get a feel for the stage the fish were in. And there was fish on beds everywhere down there, just literally a lot of like 1.5 to 2 pound fish on beds. And I wound up catching quite a few fish that day. I only had a half a day, just covering water with just a Zoom super fluke, just getting in those spawning coves, just covering water. Probably could have had about 12 pounds or so. Wasn't real happy with that because I didn't even see any good ones. I didn't see any good ones on the beds. I didn't see any good ones following the fluke. So I went to a different part of the lake on Friday. I had another half a day on Friday, and I did a little bit better. I wound up probably could have had, 13 and a half pounds, maybe 14 or so on Friday. And I caught all those fish on a Megabass mag draft here. I'll show you the one I was using. Actually, it was the new little 5-incher, guys. I'll put my Tackle Warehouse link in the description if you guys want to get some. That's that one that I had about the 14 pounds on. Guys, they will hammer that little 5-inch mag draft. You guys definitely need to get you some of those. But I'll link that in the description. So anyway, had about 14 pounds with that, and the same thing there. The water was clear, and even though I had two fish that were in the 3-pound class, I just didn't feel like there was a chance to win the tournament. I felt that if I would max it out, I think I maxed out what I could catch that day with about 14 pounds. So I knew that if you got 13 or 14 pounds, you'd get a check, but you get a check and you'd make $150 or $200 and lose money. So I want to win the tournament, so I decided to make a gamble today, and I ran to an area that I had not practiced. I'd caught a bunch of fish there in years past. I ran way up the river. My plan was to go up into the dirty water and flip bushes and flip trash piles. So that's what I did, guys. I put flipping sticks in. I had a couple mag drafts in because I wasn't really sure of the water clarity. Thought I might throw it in between, but it turned out it was too dirty. So today I wound up there and I had 3 flipping sticks out. I had a Zoom Z-Hog, and then I had my Blaukat throwback jig here. And I wound up catching half my fish on the throwback jig, about half the fish on the Z-Hog. So I'll explain how the day went here. Ran up there and I just was looking. At this point I was just practicing. So I started pulling in some, good bush pockets and good bush banks. Water is perfect. It's like 1.5 foot visibility, thick bushes everywhere, a lot of sawdust, and I've caught some toads on this lake flipping sawdust this time of year before. And I got up there and it's like, I just said, man, we're going to catch them today. This is perfect. And we started catching them right and left. Just like every place we went, we were getting bit, catching fish, but they were not big ones. They were just all males. And to make a long story short, then I want to explain to you about my theory on this is I probably caught 30 to 40 fish today, and I had probably, 8 or 9 keepers, and my 5 best only weighed 10 pounds and 8 ounces. They were all males, no females. And my co-angler, he had his 3 fish limit, and he had 6.5 pounds. So same for him. We were just catching 2-pound males everywhere. Now this is the thing that really surprised me a lot, because I couldn't really, even now, I don't really know if the majority of those females have either spawned or they're not spawning. Because if you would have seen how thick a cover we were fishing, we were flipping these nasty mat piles, trash piles, floating trash piles, thick bushes. You'd pitch into a sawdust pile, a real dark sawdust pile, set the hook, and it'd be a 13-incher. And in the past, any time that you got bit in a sawdust pile in this lake, it was at least a 3 or 4 pounder. I have never caught as many fish in my life today flipping sawdust piles and bushes and not had any good ones at all. So it told me that the females aren't up there. It's like if there were any females up there, I think we would have caught them. Now, here's the thing that puzzles me. It's like if it was late pre-spawn and those females had not spawned yet, there's still going to be some fish in those sawdust mats because they like to be in sawdust mats during the pre-spawn. And if it was post-spawn, they love to be in sawdust mats, and they still are up there garden fry, and we got a couple bites. But after going through probably 40 to 50 fish between the two of us and not having, we never even caught a 2.5 pounder between the two of us. That's the thing that really puzzled me, is where those female fish are at. And I want to theorize a little bit what happened here with it. First of all, we had a really bad day for me to choose to flip and pitch today. We had thick overcast all day long. It was cool, had quite a bit of wind, and we didn't have any sun. And you really need sun to concentrate those fish in those shady areas of those bushes and under those sawdust mats. So I think one of the biggest things about today is we simply didn't have the right type of day to do good flipping that thick, heavy cover. We still caught them, but the big ones weren't up in there. Now, in my opinion, the reason that we did not catch any quality fish up there is I don't think they were in that cover. I think a lot of the smaller bass had moved up in there and took in residence. I still believe that those bigger fish, even in that off-colored water, were hanging out a little bit deeper, probably on the old shoreline. Now, I've seen this a lot. What happens is when the lake comes up rapidly, like Table Rock did here, a lot of those bigger fish will not move up into the flooded cover immediately. They hang out on the old shoreline. So I think that those bigger fish were out probably 10 foot away from the bushes, and we were just catching those smaller males that had moved up into the bushes as the water came up, because the water came up really quick. So that's one thing I want you guys to remember here, is if you have a quick rise in the lake that you're fishing, don't expect to go up in the flooded cover, no matter how good it looks, and catch a bunch of good fish, because most of those bigger fish are still going to be on that outside shoreline. But me not having any practice up there, I didn't have time to do everything, and we were getting a lot of bites flipping. So I just felt that it was a matter of time that I'm going to pitch in one of those sawdust piles and catch a 5 or 6 or 7 pounder, and it just never happened. But we had a great time. Guys, I had a college angler today that fished for Missouri State. He was a live scoper. We had a great time together. It's like a lot of people think that I don't get along with scopers. We had a great time together, man. We had just a blast fishing with him. I really enjoyed it. That's 2 tournaments in a row now. I've had some college angler scopers, but it was just a fun day, man. Just got a lot of bites, caught a lot of fish, had a good time. Just really enjoyable day on the water. So anyway, that was the deal, guys. I wound up with 10 pounds and 8 ounces for the tournament. I was in, I think, 20th place in the point standings, prior to this tournament. So I'll probably stay where I'm at, or maybe move up a little bit. But like anything else, in order to get checks in these tournaments, you have to get bit by at least one good one. And I didn't, and that's the thing that separated me from the guys that caught 12 or 13 pounds and got a check, is I didn't get that 4 pounder. But I thought it was coming at any time. I was in my element today, man. I had that, like I said, everything I caught was on the flipping stick. 25-pound test seagar, flipping the jig, just a really fun day on the water. So anyway, guys, hope it helps you learn a few things, and we'll check in later.